Cool. So we definitely still need an intro. Have you had any
Just like,
ideas for intro yet?
yeah, just like, welcome to this is a Keith and Hieu podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. That was one thing. So we never really talked about how we did have an old podcast before. And I listened to it today, an episode, and I was like, man, I do like that intro.
Why don't you just use the intro? I think it's okay.
So we've got to switch up the song, though. In a
Sure.
different song.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, well, the exact same? You want me to
Yeah.
just go for it?
Yeah.
It's just awkward because it's not as catchy of a title, but
We have to make it catchy. Nothing's ever catchy.
we make it catchy. Hi. I always did that. You still want that?
Yes.
Hi. Welcome to the Keith and Hieu podcast. I'm Keith.
And I'm Hieu.
We're going to talk about nerdy things today.
We
Let's
talk about
get
nerdy
into
things
it.
every day, to be honest.
I know. Have we ever not talked about something nerdy?
It's because we're not comfortable talking about other things. Like if we
I'm
were,
so
like,
comfortable.
I don't know.
Oh, we talked about in our first episode, we talked about vegan food and segways. Well,
I guess
segways
so.
are nerdy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
veganism's kind of nerdy too.
We're not going to talk about car things.
Yeah, I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah.
I would talk about Tesla.
I can't even imagine changing my car tire if it got flat.
It's funny. We will start on car things. Did you see the Elon Musk tree thing?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
1,000 or what 20 million trees. That seems legit. Here's $1 million, like that one.
Well, yeah, but it was so funny. It wasn't about. It was just funny because so Mr. Beast tweeted and then he responded, "Hey, like, what kind of trees are being planted and where are they being planted?" And then MKBHD replied, and him and Elon Musk know each other.
Yep.
He replied, like, "Yeah, it's the Arbor Day Foundation. It's whatever." And then he just wrote back, "Sounds legit. I'll donate $1 million." And then literally, like,
I saw the tweet. I didn't know like the context behind it.
Yeah, within 30 minutes, the top donation was $1 million, and it was him.
That's amazing.
That's just so funny to like on a whim. Here's $1 million. Like it's just funny.
Cool.
And then I don't know if it was connected or not, but right after he did, the CEO of Twitter did 150,000. So that's the second biggest donation.
Okay. Well, I think a couple of days ago, I know. So we're starting off very non-geeky, but like on the stock markets, Tesla went up, and there was $1.5 billion lost in money on people that try to bet against Tesla. So
okay, yeah,
it was a gigantic win for Tesla this weekend, I guess. And Elon
I know
Musk.
that he specifically hates that people short them all the time.
Yeah.
Like I know that that's a big thing. Like that was the big thing. He got in trouble with the SEC or whoever's in charge of the stock market when he said that they were trying to not be public anymore. Did you see that?
No.
Because like he doesn't like investors the same way because it's just like it's people betting on the company to fail.
Yeah.
So whatever.
No, I saw that and I was like, whew, like couldn't imagine losing $1.5 billion. Like good on Tesla for like doing what they did. So
I would never, like as an investor, I would never bet on shorts like that. Like I don't want to cheer for someone to do poorly. That's not how I want to make money. I want to make money when they make money. You know what I mean? I want to be part of the team.
Yeah, of course.
I don't like the negativity. I feel like that just breeds depression, and I don't know. I don't like that. I feel like the people that do that are not nice people. Like, you know what I mean? Can you just picture someone like well-adjusted, like nice, just praying, "Oh, I hope they fail. I hope they fail." Like, why would you want that?
You mean like stock markets are a completely different thing. I can't give my 2 cents on those things per se, but like it's a real thing, which is kind of sad. And I know what you mean by that.
Yeah, that's just not my style at all. I know that last thing about stock markets. I know that a big thing now is like the ethical investing. Like when you do your portfolio on like, you know, like those like robot investors and stuff.
Yep.
Like you have to specifically say, do you want to only invest in companies that are like, you know, like environmentally friendly or like things like that. But the thing is like they straight up say like, you'll make less money.
Yeah. No,
like you will make less money.
Of course, which is again sad. Like stock markets, like they're a bunch of sharks, right? So
yeah.
I'm sure there's very nice people that in the stock markets. I'm not saying, you know, but the theory of it is very slimy.
So this week, the biggest thing I think we'll talk about, but I think we should save it for the end, was now we've both seen the Netflix Paul Rudd show, Living with Yourself, right?
Yes.
So do you agree that we should end the show with it? Because I'd like to talk about it in a bit of detail, and I think that we're going to talk about it with spoilers. So we'll just leave it till the end.
Well, it is the Keith and Hugh show, so Keith leads the show, so I'm down for that. uh,
I'm open to suggestions.
yeah,
Um,
that's fine.
I
I'm
don't
down
think
for whatever.
I don't think we'll like. There's not a. Oh, jeez. I don't think there's a ton of like spoilers. Like it's not the same as like Game of Thrones or when this character like you know what I mean. Like it's pretty safe, I'm sure, to
Oh, the
listen to what
definition of
we'll
a
say.
spoiler is like divulging information that someone else doesn't know, right? So
But it's like with the thing, even with like trailers nowadays, like what is a spoiler? Like everything in like the last episode was in the trailer. So like really, it's hard to say. But I myself am very sensitive to spoilers. I hate when people spoil movies for me. So
yeah,
we'll
man.
we'll say it at the end.
Yeah, sure. What are we gonna start with then?
Well, this is more dear to your heart, but I thought we'd touch on some of the Game of Thrones stuff. There's been a couple developments lately.
Yep.
So you know how there's supposed to be multiple prequel series.
Hmm.
The first one just got
Two, right? Is
announced.
it two or three?
Well, there was supposed to be, I believe, three. Now one is official
Yep.
and one got canceled. So the one that's official, see, it's funny now. I don't have my research, but what's it? It's like, what's it? Dances with Fire or something? Is that what it's called? Something like that?
Yes. Something along that line. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I love Game of Thrones and I love the lore and stuff like that, but I have never read the books.
Right.
Um, but that sounds along that line. We're gonna get trashed for this, but
Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna
it sounds
figure it
right
out.
though.
Just 1 second.
Oh, we're looking it up.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. To make it for sure, it sounds. To be honest, it sounds right. So
Yeah. Anyway, so it's about like it's there's gonna be a lot of dragons because it's about the Targaryen, right? Is that what they're called?
yes.
So it's like the prequel for them. But the one that was canceled was there was supposed to be a prequel series about like the war with the White Walkers with
Oh, it seems
Naomi
less.
Watts, and
Yeah.
it got canceled.
Oh, lame.
Yeah. So and then so that's the big one.
Targaryens are my favorite. I
Yes, I feel
guess.
like that's the prequel show that everyone wants, right?
Yeah. Well, they're like the smart dragon, you know, breeders
I
and stuff
I
like that.
heard that that book that it's based on though is incredibly boring. But
Again,
I'm
I've
sure
never
the
read the
show
book,
right
so
because it's not part of the main like series. It's like a prequel book, and I
yep.
think it's like very lore heavy, and it's like a history book almost, where it's like
So
not a
nearing the
great
end of
read.
the Game of Thrones season, so like, I binged the entire series. Like I think I started midway through season 7, um, and like when I got into season 8, because there's 8 seasons, right? Oh
Right.
my goodness, yeah. So there's 8 seasons, and I to get my like Game of Thrones fix, I would watch all of those like lore videos and people talking about it and stuff like that. And to me, those are really interesting. And
Hmm.
then, knowing that there would be a TV series, a prequel coming, I was like even more excited. They seemed exciting. I didn't know like they would be boring.
Well, I'm sure
So
the show won't be right. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, if the book itself is boring, but the show, I'm sure it's not going to be boring.
yeah.
Um,
And you
it's
mean like it doesn't mean they can't change something, which they had before, right?
Of course. It's
So
such a great time if you're into fantasy though, like, it's just crazy. So, timely thing is that tomorrow the Witcher trailer drops. Do you know much about that? Have we talked about that on the show? No.
no,
So, The Witcher is my favorite fantasy series by a million. It's not even close. I've
really,
read every single book, like, at least twice. Obviously,
twice.
yeah, it's the best.
Okay,
It's the greatest series. It's so
the
amazing.
trailer looked not that good, but okay.
Well, like the teaser? There wasn't a full trailer.
Oh,
The
it
full
wasn't. It was
trailer
three
comes out
minutes though,
tomorrow.
wasn't it?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. The trailer comes out tomorrow.
Oh, okay, then it was definitely a teaser trailer. A 3-minute teaser. Like
Well, I guess
the
what's the
range of
definition? Yeah.
trailer, like I don't know
See,
what
but I guess it's hard too because like if you say it doesn't look that good, like if you don't know, like you know what I mean? Like it's like how I don't know Game of Thrones, you don't know anything about The Witcher.
this would be a constant battle. I'm gonna watch The Witcher, so
Well, you watch everything.
now I do.
Yeah, and it's just the thing is like it's cool that they got Henry Cavill. He's a great actor. Uh,
Calvin.
Cavill. Ooh.
Cavell?
I said Cavill.
It's not Cavell, it's Cavill.
Sure. You say every name wrong ever, and you're
Mm,
criticizing me now?
is it Fieri or
It is
Fighetti?
Fieri. It is
Oh,
Fieri. But
Fighetti.
Spaghetti. Anyway, he is great, and it's sweet that he's a giant fan. Like, do you know that? That he's read every book.
Who?
And Henry Cavill.
What Cavell? No, it's definitely
Okay. You taught me, I will admit, you were the first person on the podcast to teach me how to say Kevin Feige.
what is it?
That's correct. And
Oh,
I
it is
didn't know
correct.
that. I think so. I was like, Phage. It seems like,
Phage.
anyway, he's a huge fan.
Yeah,
So it should be good. I'm excited for the trailer. And then also that Amazon is making a Lord of the Rings show. Do you know that too?
I knew that. Yes,
That should be
Lord of the
great.
Rings is legit my favorite thing. I love Lord of the Rings. I loved everything about Lord of the Rings. We talked
Yeah,
about this last week.
yeah, I just wonder how. I'm assuming it. I mean, Amazon has a lot of money. I think they could do it justice, right?
Yeah, but there's I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Like, how can they not?
Did you see? It's not quite fantasy, but it's in the nerd realm. Did you see the new trailer for the Mandalorian?
Yes, that looks
Man,
good. I'm excited for
I'm
that.
so
Which,
excited.
we should have. I was gonna mention it about like our show notes there. Um, like Disney Streaming Plus must come out like soon. Like it just
November
didn't.
12th.
Yeah, it just didn't really hit me until like whenever the Mandalorian trailer came out. I
Yeah,
was like, wait, the 12th? That's like 2
I
weeks.
know. I actually, so I wrote this little inside baseball here. I wrote on our calendar for this show, like the days we're going to record. And I don't know if you noticed, but I wrote notes for like, just like off the top of my head, what we'll probably be talking about. So I already scheduled, like, we podcast the night before it launches. So
Okay.
like there'll probably be some sort of a preview show, and
Mm.
then like we podcast like 3 days after it launches. So that gives
What's the
us time to
12th? Is it a
really.
Wednesday? Is it midweek or is it
I
Friday?
think it's like it's I don't remember. It's a
'Cause-
couple days. Basically, we have 3 days to like digest it. I think before we podcast. The
Okay.
12th is Tuesday, so we record on Mondays and Thursdays.
Woo!
So
That's the
we'll
worst
binge
day
on.
for it to come out.
Well, you know that only one episode is dropping of The Mandalorian.
So it's not a
Remember?
bingey thing. Oh
There's
yes, we
no
talked about it.
binging on
I
Disney.
don't know if I like that too much. That's kind of my whole MO.
See, you know why? Here's the thing. I like binging and it's fun, but what we miss about TV now when everything comes out at once is the talking about it. I hate how, even for us, selfishly, podcasting now, when stuff has to binge, it sucks to talk about because let's say Stranger Things season 4 comes out on Friday night. Then we force ourselves to watch it over the weekend. And then you podcast it on Monday so that you can be the first, right? But
Yes.
then anyone who hasn't seen it can't listen to your podcast. But then if you release your content in a month when you've seen it, nobody cares anymore. It's like I really miss that week to week talking about a show and like, oh my god, did you see that episode of Breaking Bad? Oh, it was crazy. Like you can't do that when it's binged. Like, hey, remember on episode 3,
That's just the
season
format it is
2?
these days, man. You're just being old
Well,
school.
that format is changing. It is definitely changing because Netflix has been releasing a lot of shows single format as well. So sorry, I'm drinking a coffee.
That's fine.
It's very rude.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to adjust my audio. I think
Don't adjust your audio mid podcast. Don't
oops.
do that.
Oh, my bads. I
You know
know.
how hard that is to fix?
14 minutes. Write that on your show notes. Write
Yeah,
that
but I
down.
can't. Can you put it back? Like I literally can't change it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
What was wrong with it?
Nothing.
What? We're 14 minutes in. What did you change?
Nothing. We're good. We're good. I love how precise you are.
No,
Relax a
because it
bit.
will ruin it. I'll have to do it again.
That's fine. We're good. I changed it back. Don't worry.
But you sound really loud now, so you definitely didn't change it back.
No, I definitely did.
What did you change? Can you at least tell me?
Yeah, I just changed. I just turned up the gain a bit.
Can you please put it back to where it was?
I definitely did.
Okay. Because like we've done multiple
Amazing.
episodes and they sounded fine. So
Okay,
like
okay.
you didn't need to change it.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Ah.
I love that.
Well,
We're fine. We're good. We're good. I'm excited.
Yeah, because you don't do the post production, so you don't have to spend hours of your life
It
changing
is
it.
called the Keith and Hugh show, by the way. I can't stress that enough. Keith and Hugh.
I'm not editing this out. People need to hear. I don't have the time. I'm not switching it. This is
Uh,
staying in.
that's fine.
Nightmare.
I'm more than happy to put candid podcast moments in. I'm good.
Nightmare.
You're
Okay.
a nightmare.
Well, what were we even talking? But anyway, let's just go right back to it.
We're talking about episodic
Yeah.
podcasting or episodic videos where I'm saying it's whatever, you don't like it. I think it's fine. I'd rather just be one and done with the series and then move on to the next. That's just
Okay,
my
but that's as a consumer. I'm speaking of like media producers. It's worse for them. It's much worse.
I guess. Well,
In terms of
we're
just
going back to that with Disney, right? So you're fine.
yeah. And HBO as well, because that's the thing. Like HBO is big into streaming now. Well, I guess they also play on their show, but anything HBO is week to week. Like that's been my whole year this year was like Big Little Lies is week to week, Euphoria is week to week, like all their big shows, True Detectives week to week, and now
That's
The
the reason I
Watchmen is
haven't bought or I haven't subscribed to HBO, by the way.
because you don't like week to week. Yeah, but
No.
if you just subscribe now, all the shows are already done.
The Watchmen? That's the only thing I want to watch.
Watchmen just started. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's so funny. It's like something like your attention span. You can't stay focused for week to week.
Meh.
See, I like it. Like I'm so excited every time a new show comes out. Like Wednesday night, like tonight, actually, as soon as we're done podcasting, Survivor's on. I like watching that the night of. The Masked Singer's on. Like I know those are dumb shows, but like it's fun to sit down on Wednesday. You're laughing?
No.
Why would you laugh?
I'm drinking water.
Why is that funny?
The Survivor? Survivor is like, oh my goodness.
Best show?
Is it better than The Witcher?
Okay, well, A, The Witcher's not out, and two, one's a reality show and one is going to be a expensive drama.
Still
So those are
TV
not
show.
the same.
It's different genres.
Okay,
Week to week,
anyway.
episodic.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about The Mandalorian before we move on, which is that it looks so sweet. And it's funny that it's crossing over. Did you see that Gina Carano's in it?
I thought that was her, but I didn't want to.
Yeah. Isn't that hilarious? And also
it's just
Bill
because we
Burr.
can't take her seriously. I can't take her seriously.
Yeah. I mean, she's been acting for a long time now, but it's just funny. Like, at least it's not Rhonda.
I guess so.
And do you see Bill Burr? Do you know who that is?
Yes, he's a comedian.
Just so funny seeing him shooting blasters in the trailer.
He's the one with like the blaster cannon on the shoulder, right?
No, he has like two pistols, doesn't he?
Oh no, I didn't.
I think he's like dual wielding pistols.
Maybe I don't know who Bill Burr is. I can picture him because on like Netflix I see his face because he has a special.
Yeah, he's also in Breaking Bad.
Oh,
yeah, that's the first. I will admit he was less famous when he did Breaking Bad, so it was like I knew he was a comedian, but I hadn't heard of him. Now he's like top 3 most famous in the world. Like he's gigantic. Yeah, he's huge. So it's just funny that he was in Breaking Bad and now The Mandalorian, which is just funny.
Pause. I like the Mandalorian trailer. I'm not really big.
Didn't?
I did.
Oh.
I'm not really a Star Wars person, like Star Wars lore person, so I'm excited to get into Star Wars more. And I'm excited that the Game of Thrones guys aren't doing
right.
Star Wars.
Oh yeah, we never hit that, right? Yeah, they had to leave. They were supposed to produce the next sequel, three sequels, and they had to step away. Their names are, I have it open. It is, because everyone hates them, David Ben... See, now you're going to make fun of how I say names. David Benioff and D.B. Weiss.
Because I guess I only know them by their abbreviations. They don't...
D&D?
People never pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone hates them, but... Yeah, I don't know. So, I'm very confused. That's the thing. No one really knows what the Star Wars plans are, because so the new one comes out, the last one in the series... like the Skywalker trilogy comes out in December, right? It's like soon. And then that's going to be it for a bit. And then there's going to be, were supposed to be making
in between all these.
What do you mean Marvel in between these?
Like Marvel TV shows and stuff in between all these?
Yeah, there's going to be tons. I'm just talking about Star Wars movies.
Oh, okay. I get
it. There's going to be another trilogy. And then it was supposed to be made by those, but Rian Johnson, who made the second Star Wars movie now and a lot of other movies, Looper and Brick, is supposed to be making a trilogy too.
Hmm.
So like I don't know which one. Maybe now his comes out next. I don't know. It's just
Guess we'll see.
interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, I'm
So
assuming that the exit of the D&D affects them to some degree, right?
absolutely. They were supposed to make 3 movies. So I just wonder what I know that they said they're going to cool down on releasing so many because they were having one every year. They were going a trilogy one, then a solo movie, then
Yep.
a trilogy one.
Yes.
And Solo didn't do well. The Han Solo movie,
Mm.
it did horribly. So now
Have
they're
you seen
slowing
it?
down it. Yeah, I liked it.
Really?
My boy
I I
Donald
watched
Glover,
half of it, and then
it's
I just
good.
couldn't get myself back into it.
People hate all of those movies. Did you like the new trilogy ones?
I didn't mind them.
I love every second of them. I love those movies. People hate on everything. I'm so excited for the new one. And I liked Rogue One a lot. Did you like Rogue One?
It was okay.
Yeah, see, we're just very different. We like very different things.
So weird. It's so weird how literally opposites we are.
Sort of. Some things we agree on.
Name
Like
name 2 things we agree on. 2
what do you
things.
mean? We mostly like the same. Well, we liked Money Heist.
I liked it before you.
What? What's the difference? It's not who liked something first. You
You
saw it
just
like
didn't know
2
you didn't
days
like it.
before me. Yeah,
Okay, fine,
silly,
whatever.
silly. Um,
And I'm not
uh,
doing it like I was thinking to myself, like every time we kind of talk about a topic, we always have like almost a reverse opinion of it. And I'm not doing it for the show. Like I'm not just doing it to be, you know, whatever that word is, where you
like
just argue to
contrarian
argue.
or yeah,
But like I honestly am just giving my honest opinion, and it just feels like a lot of the times we just have kind of different opinions of it. Normally, like I like it, or you know, you don't like it, and vice versa. It's so weird.
yeah. That seems fair.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not on everything. I think it's on less things than you think. But
I feel like it's
the thing is you
more.
watch. We have very different styles too because you watch way more than me, but you only pay like 70% attention, whereas like
You are
I
correct.
watch way less, but I'm deathly focused. Like I never look at my phone. I don't talk. Like I'm paying attention
Yeah, yeah.
100%, but I watch way less. So,
But your
but we just
background
have
is film and stuff like that, so I feel like there's like a different experience for you than me. I'm like an average consumer where like
yeah, but
I
I don't.
barely can pay attention.
But I'm also not like overly critical. I think going to film school made me less critical, which sounds weird because then I realized like, oh, this shit is hard. Like I think I used to be more not snobby, but definitely more critical. Now, even when people don't a lot of movies people don't like and I go, "Oh, it's fine." I find because I watch so few things though, if I think something looks bad, I might never see it, which is bad.
Mm.
Like I don't see enough. I
Yeah.
should watch more. I just like too many things. That's the other problem. Your thing is like, yeah, you board games is like one of your favorite hobbies, but you can't play board games A by yourself and B like you kind of
I
need to
don't wanna play
plan
board
it.
games by myself. I could.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some
Yes.
solo ones and you can play online
Any
and stuff.
solo
But
game you could play pretty much by yourself.
sure,
Almost anyone.
but the thing is like as a hobby, that is one that relies on other people where I'm more into video games and I prefer to play solo.
Mhm.
So we're just very different in terms of our hobbies. Um, quickly before we jump in, I want to talk about video games just briefly before we talked about living with yourself.
Yep.
Was that so? I did cave and I did get Call of Duty.
When did it
Remember
come
I
out?
said uh,
Yep.
Tuesday or something,
Okay.
Thursday. It's really fun. It
I've heard
is
only
bringing
good things about it.
yeah, it's bringing back high school memories. I will admit, it's as much as like it went through a phase. Like when the first Modern Warfare came out, I don't know, I was in like grade 11 or 12
Yep.
and like that was the thing. Like it was really fun, right? Like it was a big deal. It was a good game. It was really fun. And then like, I went to school and it was kind of like the people who played Call of Duty, I was like that's not me. You know what I mean? That wasn't my style. So I was hesitant to get this one, but I have to admit it is really fun. Like really fun.
I heard the
And
maps suck though. Is that a thing?
I
Multiplayer
would
maps suck.
I think suck is too harsh, but I will agree that they're not perfect. So it was funny what I know I keep talking about him, but what the doctor said. And obviously on this one, he actually is an authority because he was a Call of Duty map designer. That was what his job was. And he was saying, like, they're not bad, but they feel like they're DLC maps. They're kind of strange.
Yeah.
It's like they feel like they should have been like added later, not. There's a couple I don't like. There's a few that I don't
Have you played
love.
multiplayer then? Yes.
That's all I've played.
Oh, I heard the story was good. Like,
Yes, and it is apparently really good, and it's a big deal because the last Call of Duty didn't even have a story.
hmm.
They didn't even include one. So
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't touched it yet. Though. I've only played multiplayer. I really like 2v2. That's my favorite. It's just really fun to
Really? We can
play.
play 2v2 with each other?
Yeah, it's so fun. It's
I'm gonna
really
buy it this
small.
weekend.
I wish you would. It's small maps and it's 2v2 and there's no respawns. So it's like Gears of War. Like if they kill you, then it's 1v2 and you're trying to eliminate the other team and it's
What?
first to
Why are we
6
doing that?
wins. Yeah, it's so fun. I played with strangers. We won every
Would
time.
you go with me to buy it?
Well, you just download it. You don't go to a store.
Oh, that's even easier.
Computer games, you don't go to the store.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny because last week you said the same thing. But anyway, I'm really happy that that's the game that I got and I'm hoping to play more of because they announced more of the esports stuff and I really think that's going to be the first one I follow, the first league I follow.
Okay.
The Call of Duty League. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I can follow that game. That's the other benefit is that, like I said, Overwatch is a little bit confusing. Well, they're using the exact same Overwatch model for this league because it's the same company. You know that, right?
I did not know
Like
that. No.
Activision owns both. Blizzard is owned by the same company.
Oh,
So
yes. Now you say it. Yes.
that's
If
why
you were
it's
to
the
ask me that in a
same.
trivia question, I wouldn't have known. But like now that you say it out loud, I feel like their names are always linked together when I hear about them.
It's only pretty recently. Like that's why even when you download it, if you do buy it, you get it on the Blizzard launcher.
Yeah.
Like the same place people play World of Warcraft is where you would launch this game.
Hmm.
Anyway, the league just seems cool. Like, yeah, it's using the same cities as the Overwatch League. Like, it's the same owners and everything. Just seems like I could follow that. I think that'll be my one because it's less complicated too. You know, even than Rainbow Six, like it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Cool. So enthusiastic.
Sorry, I just
Okay.
had a moment. Like, sorry.
It was funny. I actually spent a lot of my last night watching. There was a 2v2 tournament for
Okay.
that game, and Doc and his partner Formal, they were in the third round and then they got eliminated. And then there's like
Why?
a who'd they lose to? People I didn't know. And then in the lose, you know, like how loser brackets work.
Yep.
So in the losers bracket, they actually lost to Shroud and Skadoodle.
Ooh.
So it was a close match. But it was funny though because Shroud lost in the first round. So it's like hard to be eliminated by someone who lost 3 rounds before you. You know what I mean?
No, I guess I've always just played kind of Swiss, so I just kind of know. Like sometimes you just have bad rounds, and it
Of
like
course.
you by losing your first round because that happens quite a bit, and it's a
Hmm.
tactic. Some people use it as a tactic as well. You know, like they try to play the losers bracket and then work their way all the way up. Right?
Right.
It's not
And then
uncommon to not throw, but like be a bit more relaxed about round one. Like, could you have like a blanket? One of the disadvantages though of losing early on, if it's because obviously the style is not the same, is that for Swiss it affects your points. So let's say I lost in the very first round, so I played the losers bracket, and then let's say you lost in like 4 rounds in. If it went to a tiebreaker, you would win it. That's the disadvantage.
See, I guess in this game there is no such thing as a
Exactly.
tiebreaker.
So
But
like
yeah,
that cushion is not so bad.
hmm it was it was fun to watch. It was very, very good to watch, and it was, jeez, that was loud. It was, yeah, I don't know. I just find 2v2 is really fun to watch as well. It's really, really, really interesting. It was good. I watched like multiple hours. It was fun. There's something else I want to say, but I don't remember. Oh well. Um, yeah, I would definitely be your 2v2 partner though. I think we'd do well. I've actually been doing better than I expected. Like I've been even at least, you know.
How about Sunday? I'll do Sunday.
I'll play. Yeah, my plan is to play it a lot. I really like that game. It's really
In a
fun.
couple days we'll play.
Cool. And they have a really good. Uh, they have that like addictive thing for you to
Can we
keep going
stream
because
it
there's.
live?
Yeah, we could record it and stream it. That's fine.
Cool.
Um, it's just addictive because there's so many things to unlock too. Like you know, like with Fortnite, like the battle pass. Well, obviously you don't need to buy a battle pass for this, but there's just so much to unlock. Like get this many kills, you'll unlock this skin. Get this many kills, you unlock this character. Like you always want to keep going, and that's it's good because in those games, like if you're not amazing, like I'm only average at best, you still need something to push you forward and keep playing, right? That's why
Yeah, yeah.
when we play like PUBG or something, I'm never that into it because we're not going to win very many. I'm unlocking nothing. What am I playing for?
I guess so.
Like,
I'm excited to play this
anyway,
weekend, Sunday.
sweet. You should download it ahead of time because it's 130 gigs. It's gigantic. Anyway, okay. So, do you want to talk about living with yourself?
That's the only thing I want to talk about. That's the only thing I feel comfortable. The entire topic and everything we talked about today, it's all almost new to me. Like I've learned about it in the last 10 minutes.
But that's okay too. I like if you ever want to talk about something that I don't know about, please do.
No, it's not.
It's
It's not
fun.
that. I just feel like my input is not the same.
Just ragging on me and changing your settings. uh, so do you want to start? Did you like it?
Sorry, are we talking spoilers or no spoilers?
You can talk spoilers. So right now, if you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. It's 8 episodes. You told me it was 6. It's 8. It's 8 30-minute episodes. You should watch it and then come back, and this is going to have some spoilers.
So this is just a spoiler episode. So no non-spoiler episode.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked it. Did I like it a
Cool.
lot? No.
Okay, that's fair.
Like well, there everything about it, like going into it, I was all game for. Paul Rudd, love the man. Duplicate, love the idea. Netflix binging, 30 minutes, 8 episodes, not 6. Amazing idea. Uh, um, Execution, mm, mm, but you
In
mean like
regards to what?
there's
What
more
made you
goods than
mad?
bad. There are more goods than bad.
What
The
about the
story
execution?
it kind of felt really odd to me. Like nearing the later half didn't really feel. It felt meh. Where the first half,
Okay.
I felt like it was really good. Like the idea was good. Like showing up to this random, you know, um, uh, it's like a therapeutic massage parlor thing. Like that seemed plausible. The whole thing is like obviously unplausible
Right.
that I'm aware of. Like, why am I like, oh, it's not as realistic as I would have liked it to be. Like, it's a very, fictional, nonfiction, nonfiction concept. So, like, why am I trashing it? But like, I was getting into it at the very beginning. It was like, yeah, it's believable, And then nearing the end, like some of the ideas, kind of like, ooh, and it just felt, I don't know. I think it lost it for me whenever he showed up to the restaurant and like his wife was there and they're like, oh, this is he kind of like exposed himself. That's when
So
it
you
kind of,
liked it better when it was like a secret.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
then
it's
when it
funny.
because if you literally if we were hanging out and you were fun and like your doppelganger came and I was like, what the fudge, like why are we not addressing the elephant in the room here? Like I would be panicking, freaking out, like especially if you were the wife. It just felt like not as much, and it was just like, oh, relax, like, oh, we're good about it. I was just like, no, not
Well, she
good.
freaked out when she got home,
Yeah, but it just
to
it
be
felt like it
fair.
should have been more. It should have went from like a casual, like, okay, acceptance of a doppelganger to like, no, this is not right. There's something wrong here. Like, I don't know. Like
Mhm.
everyone just seems so relaxed about it afterwards. Like, oh yeah, it's just a doppelganger. Like,
Well, it's a
what?
twin. They
No.
said it was a twin.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could have a
I didn't
twin.
get it. I just
Yeah.
if you would have told me just now, like like you had a twin, I'd be like, no, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and maybe if I were to put myself in that situation, and that's the thing is like I was too invested at the very beginning. Like I really, really enjoyed it, and I was like, man, if this happens, this is exactly what I would be doing. I would have my doppelganger go work for me while I sit at home and just write a movie or something. Like
And you just
everything
watched
about it was like
porn.
what I would have done. Yeah, what I would have just done myself. I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. Maybe in my mind, this is how I would have wrote it. Like, yeah, yeah, this is right. This is my life exactly. And then nearing the end, if someone were to discover my doppelganger, be like, yeah, that's my twin. They'd be like, no, it's not. Like something is wrong here. Like you should get that looked into. Like, dude, like if I brought my doppelganger to you right now, you would, I don't know, would you believe me if I told you like, yeah, this is my twin brother. I just never told you about him ever.
I would feel racist if I was like, he looks the same.
I know, but I don't know. I just in my mind, it didn't play out that way.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Drop
Sorry, that
something?
was something flying over in the background
Cool.
there because of my just
We're
anger.
leaving it all in. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's funny because I don't think we necessarily disagree on this one. Like you just said, we always disagree. But you know what's funny? At the beginning, I wasn't that sure, and at the
What?
end, I was sure. I liked it.
Oh, really?
So it is funny that we are opposite, but like I think we liked it the same amount. To be honest, like it
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah.
it's a really good show.
Like
That's the thing
it's like a
too,
7.5, 8. Like I would recommend
and
it, but like don't think too much of it.
that's the thing with Netflix. The barrier to entry is nothing. It's just your time. Everyone has Netflix. You have it. You have someone's password, or you have it yourself.
Yeah.
Just watch the show. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like just watch it. I'm not going to complain about more high quality content,
Mhm.
but it was just funny. I because overall it's not super funny. Would you agree?
No, it wasn't
It's
at all.
it's like there's funny parts. Like
I
speaking
only
of when you
laughed
said
out
like,
loud like once, I think.
did you laugh at the part where he's gonna play the porn and then he puts on the TV? That was funny.
No.
Were, were you
I don't
paying
remember
attention
what
or you
part I
just
laughed out loud, but
because it was just funny when he was like, "What am I doing?" And then you're like, "Yeah, what are you doing?" And then he just puts it on the TV. That was a good joke. That was a funny gag. Well, I didn't laugh out loud until the last episode. It's so funny. I was 7 hours in, and the last episode destroyed me. The interrogation scene is so funny.
I'm trying to remember it.
What? It's the last episode. See, that's what I mean. You don't pay enough attention. The
Play by
whole
play it with
scene,
me? Play by play it with me?
he gets arrested,
Yes.
and then he's in the like breastfeeding room being interrogated on a lie detector test. What?
Wait. What?
Did you only watch 6 episodes?
Wait, how did it end? No, I watched all of it. No, I'm just trying to remember if that specific lie detector test scene.
Okay, like you definitely do not pay enough attention to shows.
How did it end? Spoiler.
No, how did it end for you? I feel like you only watched 6 episodes. What
Wait,
happened
okay,
at the
so the last thing I remember was there was like a fake gunshot. Not like it was like they confronted each other. He was gonna kill himself, and he had the other guy shoot him or tried to shoot him.
Okay, sort of. Yeah. Okay, that is the last episode. So I
Okay,
guess you just weren't paying attention. I don't know. It
okay.
ends with her being pregnant.
Oh yes, yes, yes. So that is the
Which
exact scene where he's like, I don't care that like he doesn't know who
yeah.
the dad is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which is like so like is there going to be more cuz when it's Paul Rudd I just assumed it's a one season but like what a cliffhanger.
Did you think it was a cliffhanger? I thought
I
that
didn't
also that emotion. I don't know. Maybe because I wasn't as invested in it, where I was like, okay, all he wanted the entire time was to have a family, blah blah blah, and then he actually got it, so he just forgave all sins or whatever. Like, I don't know if that. I guess that would not be my reaction. Like, you what? Like, this could be someone else's baby again. The whole doppelganger thing freaks me out. Like, no, 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 no. I don't
I
know.
feel like you didn't pay enough attention though cuz that scene was like 20 minutes long. And he was like in the room handcuffed and he had no water so he was
Oh,
drinking
it was
breast milk.
downstairs by the
Yeah.
CIA agents or FBI
Yeah.
agents? Is that okay, yes, I remember that. I wasn't feeling it, so maybe that's me. Because it was like, they were supposed to those agents were supposed to be investigating something else, right? And they just kind of, like, did it as a side project? Is that the right one?
Yeah. Yeah, they
Yes.
were in baby vitamins.
Yeah,
It's funny Netflix keeping the sport people cameos like the Tom Brady cameo.
at the very beginning.
Yeah, but then it did pay off. It's funny when you see a joke coming from a mile away when they're like he brings that guy and they're digging up bodies. I'm like he's gonna find Tom Brady, and then the very first one he pulls the thing out. He goes, "Is
Oh,
that Tom
yeah.
Brady?" I'm like, okay, it's not. I'm not gonna laugh out loud because I knew it was coming, but like that's a good payoff. Eight
I watched
episodes
that
later.
episode with a friend, like, the intro episode.
Yeah,
And, he was like, "Oh, 6 times? Oh, this is my 6th time." I was like he's like, "Did Tom Brady get 6 rings?" I was like,
yeah,
"I don't remember."
yeah. That is funny.
Yep.
It is funny. It's
No, I
the
like the show. Like I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm just saying it's not a have to go watch. Like it was enjoyable. And I mean like I'm one of Paul Rudd's biggest fans. Like if I were to ask like my top 5 actors right now, Paul Rudd is up there. And he's such a nice guy. And
yeah, I
during his
really like him.
promotional like little train there, like I literally consumed all of his media tour on it.
Man,
So
that Hot Ones interview is that was also it's funny, you brought it up before I had seen it. That is the hardest I've ever laughed at a Hot Ones.
really?
When he was doing the butt thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh my
we
god.
I watched it with a friend the night before as well. I watched it a couple hours after it dropped.
Mhm.
I watched it by
Humble
myself.
brag.
Was that?
Bragging. I'm just
No, I
kidding.
watched the Hot Ones episode a couple
I
hours
know.
before
I'm
after
just
it
teasing.
dropped, and then I think a day after I watched it with a friend, and I guess I don't know, maybe watching it by myself and being half into it, like it was okay, but watching with a friend, he laughs. Two of them, they laughed so hard,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god,
It's
this is
so
really funny.
clear that when you're alone, you don't pay 100% attention. It's just funny because, like, yeah, you even find things like less funny. I
Yeah.
agree, though. I'm not just chirping on you because when you watch something with someone else, you will laugh harder. I don't laugh out
Yeah,
loud if I watch
it's the
something alone.
atmosphere thing too. Like, and when you go to a movie theater and you go to a comedy, like
Yeah,
when the room is laughing, you're laughing.
of
You know?
course. And when I hang out with, I mean, Mel will say this. Yeah, it's true. Whenever I hang out with my brother, we lose it laughing because like just certain things hit you the same. You know what I mean? Like you'll
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
it's funny when you're a psycho if you watch something alone and you just belly laugh out loud. Ha ha! Like that's
Is it though?
weird. That's pretty strange. If you just you're by yourself and you laugh.
I guess so.
I have done that, I will admit, a couple times driving to work. I always listen to podcasts and sometimes on Keith and the Girl, which is the podcast I've been listening to for 12 years, maybe 13. Sometimes I laugh out loud and then I'm like, oh, it's embarrassing. I'm alone and I'm just in my car laughing out
I've never
loud.
laughed out loud. Stuff like that, I guess. Because I
Ever?
have pay attention.
Yeah, to the road. um,
Did you mean like did you watch it alone or did Mel watch it too?
no, I watched it alone.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't laugh out loud. Did you ever see, this is a little off topic, but onto the Netflix thing. Did you ever see Maniac on Netflix?
That's the one with
Jonah Hill?
yeah. No. I wanted
I
to.
like
And
it's
and Emma
Emma Stone.
Stone, yeah. I
Which is
saw
funny.
it.
Call back to the super bad days. They kind of
Really?
both got their start in
Was
that
it
one.
did you watch it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I saw it right when it dropped.
Hmm. Was it
It's
good?
really good. Yeah, I love it. Might be too strange for you. I don't know. So
I've been
you
trying
don't really
to
like.
I've been looking into watching something else.
Well, I still firmly believe it's. We talked about this a bit last time too. I think you have to watch The Good Place. I can't believe you haven't seen it. It's the creator of The Office, 30-minute show on Netflix, comedy with Kristen Bell. How could you not watch that? Seems like it checks
I
all
like
your
all those
boxes.
things.
Yeah, and don't you also like Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes.
He made that show too.
What? I'm
Yeah.
watching it right when we leave here. I'm watching it right
Yeah.
now.
You know what's so funny? Is because I knew that
After Call of
tonight
Duty.
I knew that tonight I was going to tell you that you should watch that. So even though I've already seen it, I watched the first episode again because I was trying to think if I was seeing it for the first time through your eyes. Because
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to recommend it if then he watches and he's like, this is stupid. I watched it again. It's still so good.
Hmm.
I think that's the best comedy on right now. But it is
Really?
ending after season 4. They're only doing 4 seasons.
Hmm.
It's so
Well,
good.
they fun fact about The Office just recently passed Friends for the most streamed
It's very
TV show.
popular.
Yeah.
It's very popular. It's also, I hate that they would even get compared because The Office is 1,000 times better than Friends.
I've
I'm not
watched
a Friends.
you've watched
I'm not a
both
Friends.
multiple times, right?
Yes, and I'm not a
I've only
Friends.
watched Friends once all the way through.
I've seen Friends way more times than The Office. But that's because I saw both when they were new and Friends is older. So obviously I've seen it more times. But in fact, actually, I don't believe that I finished The Office. You know when it started to get kind of bad? I think I
When Michael Scott
stopped.
left?
Even a little bit before he left, I think. I don't even think I got to the point where he leaves. So I'm
Oh,
not
so
an
you didn't see
expert
the
on that show
finale.
at all. Nope. I'm not a
Wow.
Friends. I'm
It's actually
not
really
an
sad.
Office. I know. I'm not an Office expert by any means. I've seen way more Parks and Rec than The Office.
I'm sad right now a bit.
Sorry. Well, I actually have been planning on watching The Office from the start again.
Okay.
Maybe you watch The Good Place. I would love to talk about that. I know that it's old now, but I really think that you
We can
should
talk about it
watch.
in the next podcast.
You should just watch a couple episodes.
No,
I just feel like,
I'll finish the whole thing by the next one.
yeah, there's 3 seasons on Netflix.
3 seasons is nothing.
That's funny. I actually have not seen the third season. We stopped at season 2, but I love it. I just because I was watching it with Mel, and then we kind of
Hey,
just
wait a second. I just finished all 3 seasons.
yeah, probably.
Imagine. That's kind of like the rate I go at. Is like I just power through them. But again, because I'm doing other things. We talked about
That
this.
drives me nuts.
We talked about this because like I was like folding clothes and like you're like, how do you finish all these? I was like, I'm doing stuff in between, eating, folding clothes, like
Here's the thing with shows like that, though. Like, if you said you did that through The Good Place, that's okay. I find those 30-minute sitcoms are meant for that. But those,
yeah,
and
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I can
oh
pop in
yeah,
anywhere at
of
any time,
course,
and I wouldn't feel like I was out of place. Like there's not like a lot of callbacks, but
yeah,
like the payoff is better if you watched it. I
right,
noticed that too, like watching that compared to I don't know, the living with yourself, right? Like that
right,
Tom Brady callback was funny, right? Or stuff like that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just that's a show that I do think that you'll like, but you have to give it a couple episodes at least. But it's really good.
I
It's a
gave
really good show.
Riverdale 5 episodes.
I like it's so funny too. Yeah, you got to give up on that show. I said this on the podcast before, but if you didn't like season 1, don't try to get through the others cuz
Brutal.
like season 1 is incredible compared to season 2.
I
So,
looked into everything. Like I spent a good hour investing into like Archie and stuff like that. Like looking on like online and reading about Archie, and I was like, oh, okay, okay, I get it, I get it. And I was watching the show, I was like, oh yeah, there it is. Like there's the callbacks. Oh, I get
oh
it. The
god,
restaurant. Okay, cool, cool. And then I was like, this show is not cool. Like,
that's
and
funny.
I was fighting myself through it. And I was like, I don't know why Keith likes this so much.
I never
And
said I
then
liked it
the
so much.
and then the moment you're like, "Yo, if you haven't like enjoyed the first season, you're definitely not gonna." I was like, I barely got through the first couple episodes. I
No, I'm not
wanted to
defending
like
that
wait
show
for
at
it.
all.
Oh, someone was like, "This is the best show ever," and
Oh my god, I would never say that. The first season was cool cuz it was different. It, I stopped after I didn't even get through season 2.
it felt very juvenile.
Well, it's for teenagers. It's
I
a
guess.
juvenile show.
I
It's
guess.
literally like a kids show. Hey, we're gonna stop soon, but did you see? Speaking of shows that are bad and for kids, did you see that viral thing that's going around about the CGI from what's her Wonder Girl or whatever?
No. What?
Supergirl? What's her called? Supergirl. Yeah.
I've seen
You know,
that like she's like topic wise. I've seen her more for some reason.
okay, well, like it's. I knew that show was, and that show's popular, but like I knew it was low budget.
Yes.
A scene just like made it to the top page of Reddit. I don't even know if it was from a new episode or if it was old. It is hilarious. It looks like a PlayStation 2 cinema scene. That's how the graphics look in that show. It's so bad.
And this is like a
But those,
recent episode.
I don't know. It could be an old one, but that's the thing. Like, so like the CW just makes like insanely low budget DC shows
Yes.
and they're popular. I don't know why, but they
Yeah,
are.
I people said The Flash is good. People said Supergirl is good. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, The Flash is a way higher budget
Still
than
though,
those shows.
okay.
And it's still bad. And then they just launched the Batwoman show. Is that what it's called? Batwoman?
Yep.
It's not Batgirl.
No.
That apparently I watched one episode of that. Whoo, not for me. It's bad. It's
Which
so
kind of
bad.
like is gonna make us appreciate the Marvel shows that come out because I feel like they're gonna be pretty
Well, they're
decent
high
budget.
budget. The Mandalorian, which I know is not like it's Star Wars, but it's $12 million an episode. I don't think the whole Supergirl season is $12 million. So it's not 100% their fault. Like that's what they say too. Like the video effects people that worked on that, obviously they're not happy with it, but it's just that's how much money they have and that's how much time they get. So
Yeah,
it
well,
sucks.
imagine though, it's like here is $5,000. Do what you can for $5,000. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm sure it's a lot more money than that, but
Yeah.
like there's a restraint, right?
Well, when you see the clip, you tell me how much you think is worth. Cause like I feel like I have friends that could do better than that themselves. Like I cannot stress enough how bad it is. It's shocking.
Brutal.
Shocking.
I
Yeah.
thought about getting into Supergirl and Flash. I really did, but
They
I
have so
couldn't.
many shows. Do you see that they have a show coming out about Alfred,
Alfred, like the little
the
brown.
butler? The
Oh,
butler.
that Alfred.
He's
Oh,
getting
that
his
was
own show.
Elf. That was Elf. I was like,
Yeah, Alfred's
Alfred's
getting
getting
his
his
own
own
show.
show.
Yeah,
I like him anyways.
Pennyworth.
I like him anyways.
It's like young Alfred,
And
not
then
like
like,
cool old.
well, there's also if you're into that Batman stuff, like Alfred and like the Penguin's family, they have like a duel out with each other. So
Ooh.
there should be some tension there. I'm super
Okay,
excited for the Batman movie.
like the
I know that
actual
we're kind of
movie
like bouncing
Batman.
all over the place or whatever, but
That doesn't. That's was that late next year still? I don't even think.
21,
Oh
19
right.
or 2021.
Jeez.
Still
So we
though,
got a while to wait.
Still though, I like the Riddler. I think that he's super underrated as a character. I think he's probably one of the cooler villains. Like in my mind, as I'm trying to like, if I were to make the movie, I'd play him out as like this super genius with like all these riddles. I don't know. I think that he's
Mm.
just so underutilized and underrated. And like Jim Carrey made him all like. It's the same thing with like when you made the Joker, right, or Two Face. You know, kind of like cartoony they were, like when they're
Mhm.
first portrayed, but like the Two Face in the Dark Knight was amazing. Everything like the coin flipping and like you make your own luck. Oh, so good, so
I
good.
like Batman Returns Penguin. That's my favorite.
I like him
Danny
too.
DeVito Penguin
I liked him too. Don't get me
living in the
wrong.
sewer, and that was
Yeah,
like my favorite.
eating fish.
Yeah. Do you know that? Okay, this I gotta go to watch Survivor, but this is the story I'll end you on. I think you knew this about me, but that was my favorite movie as a kid ever, Batman Returns. And
Which
do you
okay?
know that? So do you know which one that is? Like the Tim Burton one, the
Yes,
second
yes,
one.
yes, 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 yes.
So that
With a
was
cool
like my favorite
Batmobile.
movie. Yeah. So that was like my favorite movie as a kid. Do you know that I went out for Halloween that year as Catwoman?
We talked about this.
Yeah, not on this show though.
Oh, okay.
And it's just so funny because I guess that says a lot about me as a person when I was like this little boy in like a fake leather cat suit. And
Oh,
I
really?
just,
You went all out.
yeah, it wasn't actual leather. Like someone made it for me. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
from
yeah.
like Walmart. It was like someone sewed me the suit and it looked just like the Michelle Pfeiffer suit. I don't know why my parents let me do that. And
Do you
then
have a picture
I
of
was
it?
like, I got to try to find one. I've been looking for a while. And then I was going around and people were like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Catwoman." And they were like, "Do you mean Batman?" And I was like, "No, Catwoman." I was like 8 in like a
uh,
pleather cat suit.
Which it just talks about the times too, right? Like back then that'd been so weird, but nowadays stuff like that is like, yeah, go girl. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean?
was my debut in drag and no one even knew it.
Uh,
It's
I don't
great.
have any embarrassing Halloween stories. I wore the exact same Batman cowl for 3 years in a row. Uh, and underneath it was just a brown. I have pictures of it, so I have proof. Like because it was cold around winter time, I would wear my winter brown jacket and then the
Yeah,
cowl on top of it.
that's
It looks
amazing.
stupid now. Um, and I think I feel like I have a picture of being Batwoman and my sister also being Oh, sorry. I have a picture of me being Batman and my sister being
Mm,
Batman as well. Not
that's
100%
funny.
sure, but like, yeah.
That's funny. Well, you should go watch the show. I gotta go. I gotta see who's getting voted off the
We
island.
uh, if you're watching on like Spotify or Netflix, give us some likes, all that love, all that fun
Spotify
stuff.
or Netflix?
Sorry, Spotify or iTunes.
Yeah, which neither
We
of
have
us
to like
use.
tell people that we're at that point now. We're like, we need an intro. We have an intro, ish. We need an outro. Here's an outro. Give us some love.
Okay.
Download it. Tell a friend. All that fun stuff.
Also, thanks a lot for all the people that have been leaving comments telling us about how the money heist was made. I actually really appreciate that because I couldn't Google it because I didn't want spoilers. So I went into
Mm.
that show blind.
Yeah, he
Okay.
talked about it all Halloween party, by the way. So,
Oh, it's so good. It's
all
funny
right.
that I haven't finished it yet. I'm savoring it.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.